What do you think? Isn't she beautiful? How about those wheels? That rear wheel, look, so the spokes are over on this right side. Left side is open. Where'd you get that wheel, Fairless? The aforementioned legend, Arlen Ness, is where I got those wheels. They're beautiful. Hi, y'all. So, and if you notice, this seat has a little bit of spring to it. See that? Little springs in there. So it actually moves. It'll spring about an inch or so. There's a motor I was talking about with a pineapple cut. Hey y'all, Rick Fairless, Strokers Dallas. I got my pal The Rock with me, and this is Rock's motorcycle. I gave it to him. He can have it.
And I'm 6 years old.
He's 6 years old, so he's gonna be his one day. So this will be the first ride of the new year. So I'm gonna take Pam out, put a few miles on her. People think just because it's all custom and cool and crazy like this that you can't ride it. Well, I'm fixing to show y'all that you can. Happy New Year. Let's go for a ride. Say bye, Rock.
Bye.
Fairless here. This is my first ride. Well, my first videotape ride. How about that? Uh-oh, I forgot my wallet. Hope I don't get pulled over. Well, the good thing is, most of the cops around here know me, but this is the first real ride of 2021. Thank God 2020 is gone. I'm not saying it sucked, but it sucked. You know, it's with the COVID and all that, it just made it a really tough year for everybody. You know, not just people in one business or another. And this thing has affected people all over the world, and I don't care if you're in New York, or in you live in a hut on the Nile River. It has affected all of us, and most of us in a bad way. You know, I mean, there's some companies that have probably grown and done good because of it, maybe like Amazon or some of them, you know, but for 99% of the world, it sucks. So it's a beautiful, I think, 70-degree day here in Dallas, by God, Texas. This is Pam. Hi, Pam. And I call, you know, I name my bikes after women, and this one I call Pam because of Pam Anderson.
Who is that? She's not on the list.
I don't know.
So when S&S, who's the big motor builder, was going to have its 50th anniversary, they invited 50 builders from 14 different countries to build 50 custom motorcycles around their motors and bring them home to La Crosse, Wisconsin, and have a big 50th anniversary celebration. So I was fortunate enough to be one of the 50 invited builders, and they assigned me the S&S twin cam to build around. So my team and I did this bike in tribute to the S&S 50th, and it was cool because I wanted to do this curved frame. Hey, you notice my shoes? They're Vans. This is my first and only pair of Vans I've ever had. You know, I'm a Chuck Taylor guy, and I still am, but these are cool. I don't like the shoestrings. I put them in, but I'll pull them out. I'll use it to go fishing for crawdads with. So I wanted the frame to be curved, and I wanted to show off this motor, so we pineapple cut it. And I was the first person that I know of to do that pineapple cut. And now there's other people that are doing it, and it's good. I'm glad they're doing it. We've done a bunch of them, but it is expensive and it's very labor intensive. So I don't want to do them anymore. Can I get over here somewhere? Come on, boys, let me over. Let this old man over. And so we built this around the S&S 50th. So before the 50th, when we're building the bikes, you know, you're supposed to keep it under wraps for the big unveiling and all that. So old man Paul Tuttle called me from American Chopper, and he said, I see you're building a bike for the S&S 50th. And I said, yes, sir. And he said, what are you building? And I said, I ain't supposed to tell you, and I ain't gonna tell you. And he laughed and he said, answer me this, Fairless. If all 50 bikes are in a room, will I be able to point yours out? And I said, yes, sir. And he said, okay, that's all I wanted to know. Bye. And when all 50 bikes were in a room, mine, you could, you know, point them out and tell which one was mine. And when they were introducing us one at a time there in La Crosse, my buddy Chris McGee was the MC, and so his had this red carpet thing, and all the bikes were there, and he was introducing us builders one at a time in no particular order. Let me switch lanes there, guy in the Jeep. So he introduced two guys in a row that were from a foreign country. And then he goes, and this next guy, you get no more American than this next guy from Dallas, Texas, Rick Fairless. And I'll never forget that. And it was a very proud moment for me. And out of all the hundreds of motorcycle events I've ever been to, the S&S 50th anniversary party in 2008 was the coolest, classiest one I'd ever been to. It was very well run. It was very classy. Everybody was so nice. The people up there were so nice, and we really enjoyed it. So I'm gonna turn left here. And I don't really know where we're going. I'm just going to try to get there in one piece without being run over by a wino. He ain't a wino. He'll drink anything. So this road ain't the best, but it's okay. That's okay. I'm used to riding hardtail, and I ain't that old. I'm only 64. So I got this. Hey, where you going there, Jack? So that's, you know, one of the things, one of the reasons I like to ride these custom bikes is because I love to ride my custom motorcycles. but another is to show people that a custom motorcycle can be ridden. I'm not saying it's the most comfortable, you know, bike you can ride. If you're looking for that, go get you a Honda Go Wing. They got that new Honda Go Wing, and it's, you know, it's the cat's meow, boy. It's the bee's knees, as they used to say. But if you want something cool, you know, you can either have a custom-built bike like this, or, you know, all different kinds of custom-built bikes. You're not limited by anything but your imagination, or the builder's imagination. And brother, I got a lot of imagination. So you can do that, or another good way to do a custom bike is to hold on these railroad tracks. We used to jump over and we'd go hauling ass through here on our motorcycles and hit that hump, see if we could get some air, and we could. What's that Harley Davidson logo right there? Reed Recovery. I ain't recovering nothing. I ain't lost nothing. You got to lose it to recover it. If you don't lose it, you don't need to recover it. So there's the armory. Used to be a tank. Oh yeah, there's the tank. I want a tank. See that tank? I'd love to have a tank out there at Strokers. We used to come fishing here. My dad would take me and my brother up here fishing. He called it the gravel pits. We caught a lot of fish out there. My dad had a John boat, which is just a little boat, a little motor on it, a little Mercury motor, and we'd fish. So this road is called California Crossings, and there's a dam right up there and a little waterfall. There used to be trails all through here, and we'd go riding all up through there before any of these apartments and all this mess was there. Look, somebody dumped that. They ought to shoot the guy that dumped their junk on the public roads.
And some people don't. People start pollution. People can stop it.
You know, they got dumps. If you got stuff you want to dump, dump it. That's a whole nother thing. People come to my dumpster and they dump their junk because they're too lazy to go to the dump. One of these days I'm going to catch one of them and I'm going to string them up. String them from the highest tree. Brother, don't you tread on me. Listen to how good Pam sounds. Like I said, she's got that S&S 124, boy, and she'll sing a song. If I want to cruise, Pam will cruise. And if I want her to sing, I twist that throttle and she'll sing. You think I'm kidding? I ain't kidding, boy. Hold on, you got a red light. I got plenty of brakes. Hey, this ain't got none on the front. See, so Irving's famous for them Mustangs. And they're right up here. Maybe I'll show them to you. Depends. Hey, the light's green, fellas. Quit flapping and go. See, it's a beautiful January day, and the people are out biking and walking, and dogs. And did I mention I love dogs? There's a couple of girls walking their dog. I love dogs more than I love people. A dog will treat you right. Wait a minute, I don't want to turn here, do I? Okay. Oh no, I went the wrong way. I'll make a U-turn. Can I do it without getting kilt? Not killed, kilt, K-I-L-T. Yeah, I can do it. So if you want to know who loves you more, your wife or your dog, here's what you do. You lock them both in the trunk for an hour, let them out and see which one's happy to see you. Because one will be happy to see you and the other one's going to kill you. Right turn, right, right, left, right, left, I mean right. Okay, so them Mustangs that Irving's famous for is up here. See, they built all this stuff here in Las Colinas. That's Irving. And they built these Mustangs up here. They had them a sculpture make these things, and they're pretty cool. And they usually got, you know, it's a tourist kind of thing, and it kind of classes the joint up a little and all that. So you can see them right there. My friend Mary Higby works out here. She's like the unofficial First Lady of Irving, Texas. Anyway, this is a cool area of town. My wife and I live over here. We ain't going by our house today. So right up here, they have a deal called the Toyota Music Center, Toyota Music Factory or something, which I got some big announcements coming about the Toyota of Irving coming soon. Concerts and all that, not in 2020. Maybe since 2021 is here, they'll get back to that. But it's pretty cool. You can see all this stuff. That's a big concert venue there. They got some eating joints in there. And that Alamo Draft House, I wonder how that's doing. It's a movie theater. Can't be doing very good. Nothing's doing very good in this stinking 2021. So there's the Irving Convention Center, that funny shaped building, which is kind of cool. It's got that rusty look, which is kind of cool. Okay, where am I at here, boys? Spur 348, and never heard of it. Hold on, come on, fam. Get past these heathens driving 60 miles an hour in a 70 zone. Okay, so what I'm going to do, that old Pam just cruising down this highway. I got 6 speeds and I only need 4. Because like I said, she goes, Jack. Exit up here somewhere. We're going to exit back there somewhere. Missed it.
Say, you know, I knew I should have made a left turn at Albuquerque.
Dadgummit, they keep moving this stuff around. That's where I was going to go, down MacArthur. So we'll go down here. Maybe we'll get on. Hey, look at that guy in that little Kia. I'll drag you out of that car and talk to you by hand. Wall-to-wall counseling. Drive like a crazy man. Maybe we'll go down the bush. Let's go down the bush. I ain't been down the bush in a while. We named this road after the Bush, President George Bush. Hey, there's 2 of them. Which one you want it to be after? I don't care. One's 41 and one's 43. Pick one. Okay, so I think I'm going to turn left up here. So there's a lot of big companies that have moved to Irving, Texas. And there's more coming, I know. Look at all the development. When I was a kid, there was nothing here and there wasn't anything within 2 miles of here. It just keeps growing north, as Dallas does too. Doesn't know Pam sound good? Looking good, Pam, sounding good. I ain't kidding, sister. I love riding this motorcycle. I don't really like traffic. Hey, how about the new hoodies? Come on, Fearless. Why don't you drive now and talk later? Hey, I got a microphone. I can do both. How about FedEx? They probably, the COVID's probably not hurt their business too bad. Probably helped it. Everybody's doing stuff online. I don't do much online. I mean, as far as shopping, a little here, a little there. Of course, I don't do much shopping, period. My wife does it all. Hey, fellas, why don't you let your wife do all the shopping? Because she's smarter than me. Okay. That explains it. You know, a lot of my customers have never seen my wife. But she's the behind-the-scenes glue that keeps everything together. Wait a minute. What am I going to do here? Am I going to punt or pass? Punt, pass, or kick? Okay. Yeah, my wife, Susan, is my high school sweetheart and my first and last wife. Got married in 1979. Yow! Probably a lot of y'all listening weren't born in 1979. That's okay. That's okay. We'll kind of ease our way around here. There's Beltline Road. They call it Beltline because it's like a belt all the way around the big fat guy. You remember when suspenders was popular? Nope. But that was back in like the early 1900s. Amazon, I think, is fixing to build a deal in Irving. I think. I don't remember. President George Bush Turnpike. What is a turnpike? Why do they call it a turnpike? Oh, because it had to turn like a turnstile. That's the way it used to be. Walnut Hill. Nope. Come on, baby. Come on, Pam. Let's see. I told you if I want this baby to sing, she'll sing. Son, you're going to drive it and drinking if you don't stop driving that hot rod ham. Rochelle. I think there's a Rochelle one. Does that name sound familiar? Is that a movie or a song? Or just a beautiful woman? I know a beautiful woman named Rochelle, and I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Diggin does. Schwasswagen or something. Married to my friend Chris. Hi, Rochelle. Hey, Rochelle. What is it? What does Rochelle mean? Which is Airport Freeway. Or as we call it in our family, the airport. Hope we don't run out of gas. They ain't got no money. Ain't got no driver's license. They ain't got no money. I got a cough, though. So I hope everybody had a swell Christmas. I know we did. My brother and Suzanne came down the week before Christmas, and we got to play a little golf and hang out. We had the family over for Christmas, all the kids, and all of that was good. First thing I gotta do is get past Granddaddy here. Come on, Granddad, get that GMC going. Right. I may be slow, but I'm ahead of that guy. A1 Air. I want a sponsorship with A1 Air. They sponsored my pal Richard Rollins. I want them to sponsor me. I need a good air conditioning, heating, air conditioning guy. Somebody contact those people. I see their commercials and they're nice people. Contact these people and tell them that Rick Fairless from Strokers Dallas wants a sponsorship. Hi, y'all. Okay, if this ain't Oakdale, I'm a monkey's uncle. What does it say? I I think Oakdale only exits from the other side. Oh well. Maybe I'll exit. There's the Trinity River. Maybe I'll exit and come back around the other side if it turns back around. If it don't turn back around, I'll put across this thing. Hey, don't exit there, boy. Oh look, she's texting and driving. Not good, lady. Not good. Why don't you update your Facebook page when you get home? Gateway Church, that's a big one there. So, the Big and Rick Show. This is kind of the Big and Rick Show. It's still the same thing. So, we started these videos during the start of COVID in March. Hey y'all, Rick Fairless, Stroker Dallas here. I wanted to do a short video with my family. I just want to emphasize that we are a family business and we are doing everything we can to stay busy and to keep as many of our employees busy as we can. And we started them because people were home and bored, and so we started, and I was bored. I was working, but I was bored. So we've been doing them since March. So if you will go to my YouTube channel, what street is that? Never heard of it. If you'll go to my YouTube channel, just go to YouTube and type in Strokers Dallas. We've got hundreds of videos on there, and you can subscribe to the channel, and you know, you can click that bell and all that stuff. Oakdale, I told you it was here. It just exits off one side. Don't run over me there, big truck. I'll run over you first. Hey, wait a minute, I'll lose that one. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, but what we do is we post these videos first and foremost on YouTube. Now we get them on Facebook too, but we start them out on YouTube, and I want to build up my YouTube channel. So if you enjoy my videos, even if you watch them on Facebook, do me a favor, go like my YouTube channel and watch some of my stuff on YouTube. You know, there's people that tell me that, you know, they sit at night and they, you know, you can put YouTube and all that on your big screen TV, and they sit there and they watch me and Biggin on their big screen, which makes me very humbled and very proud that people would do that. Hard rock. Oh yeah. So yeah, go to youtube.com, type in Strokers Dallas, and then there's a place to click on all the videos, or see all videos, or whatever. Damn, that's a big old warehouse. For lease. Yeah, too big for me. But I would appreciate it if y'all would go to that. Man, I remember when this was nothing. Hey, look at that big thing. It's a nice place back there. Too nice for this old boy from Irving, Texas. Hey, this is Irving, Texas. You're welcome. I like the country. It's beautiful and peaceful. So that's why we started these videos, is because of the COVID, and people seem to like them, and Biggin and I like them. I want to do a video pretty soon with my oldest daughter, Chelsea. She works over for my pal Richard Rollins at Gas Monkey Merchandise Shop at the Gas Monkey Garage. Okay, so this is Beltline. Hey, look at that. I think that's a GTO. What is that? Yeah, look at that. Good looking there, buddy. Looking good. Can feel my pocket ringing. Go ahead, Granddad. Oh, he's updating his Facebook profile. with some of these videos with our oldest daughter Chelsea, and with my sister Denise, Cat Lips that runs the bar, and different things like that. You know, there's a prick on my ass.
That's what she said.
Look at you. How you doing there, buddy? You don't got a tailgate because you got a new car? A new car don't give you the right to tailgate. So this is Shady Grove, which is one of the big streets kind of in the south end of Irving. Like I've said before, I've lived in every little corner of Irving, Texas, including Shady Grove.
Everywhere my true love goes, I'll be bound to follow her. Shady Grove, my little love, Shady Grove, my dear. Shady Grove, my little love, going away from here.
Irving's a friendly little town. If you're new to Texas or new to DFW, or you're thinking about moving to DFW, look at Irving, Texas as a place to live. I mean, I'm 64 years old and I've never lived outside of Irving, Texas. I'm third generation from Irving, and my wife is fifth generation from Irving, Texas. That shows you what we think of Irving, Texas. We love it. So the south part of Irving is the older part of town, and there's beautiful houses over here. Very affordable houses and affordable apartments over here. A lot of cool stuff over here. One time me and Joe T were riding, and we were going into Maybank, and I asked the lady, Joe T asked the lady, he said, we were at the gas station, where's a good place to eat? She said, oh my God, there's two of them right up the road there, and they're right across the street from each other. He said, where's it at? She said, about a mile up there. You'll see them both across the street from each other. They're great places to eat. We're glad to have them here in Maybank. And Joe T said, okay, we'll go try it. And I'm just sitting there and I'm thinking, wait a minute. And I said, what's the name of those places? And she said, well, the one on the left is the Sonic and the one on the right is the McDonald's. And I looked at Joe T and he looked at me and just shook his head. We didn't go to either one of them. We went to the Maybank Cafe, and it was good. I like to go to those. Hey, these were the first apartments I ever lived in. Me and my brother lived there. My mom was married to Bill Hines, and they were moving to Freeport, Texas. And she said, me and my brother were 17, 18, I think, maybe 16, 17, said we just graduated high school, and she said, I'm moving down by the coast. Y'all can come with me or you can get your own apartment. We said, we ain't moving. She said, okay, I'm gonna go find you an apartment. She found us that one and paid the first month's rent. Then she said, you're gonna need some curtains. I said, Ma, it's got curtains. No, I'm gonna make you some curtains. So she sewed me some curtains. Back then, people used to sew. My mom used to make dresses and all kinds of stuff. My grandma did too. So they don't do that so much anymore. The world has changed, and I don't think it's for the better. Of course, the older I get, the more it's changed. How about the shadow? I always like looking at the shadow of the box when I'm riding. Oh, Pam cast a fine shadow. She's got a fine tie-dye frame. Fred Sanford used to say when he saw a girl he liked, oh, Fred Sanford from Sanford and Son, he'd say, she's got a fine brown frame. Okay, here is a Rick Fairless factoid, little known facts, and the crowd goes wild. Yay! Okay, here's a factoid. Out of all the TV shows I've ever seen and movies and all that I've ever seen, my favorite, hey, this thing spins. When you get up going about 70 or 80, that thing spins. The wind forces it to spin. The favorite show ever for Rick Fairless is The Honeymooners.
Practicing playing golf.
Oh, is that what it is? I thought it was football, the way your back field was in motion.
If you've never seen The Honeymooners, and all you young people know how to do it, because I did it once myself, you can go to a search on that demand, video on demand, or whatever all that's called, and Google The Honeymooners, and Honeymooners is one word. And I think there was only like 28 episodes. Oh my God. Funniest show in the history of the world. So if you watch it, comment, tell me. Guess that guy didn't know if he was pitching or catching. Teardrops fell on Mama's note. Yes, I read the words she wrote. She said, we miss you, son, we love you, come on home. Well, I didn't have to pack, I had it all right on my back, but I'm still 500 miles away from home. I always have a song in my head, and I'm sure y'all do too. What's your favorite riding song? Comment. I want to know, what is your favorite riding song? What do you listen to? You know, most people have baggers and you have a radio and all that, but you still got a favorite song or a go-to song or something, right? I mean, on my bagger, my Victory bagger, and then on my Street Glide, you know, I play the my iTunes. So you getting over? No, you ain't getting over it. Yeah, thank you, buddy. Thank you. See, so no front brake gets a little challenging when you're on a hill like this. But it ain't so challenging to me because I have a rear brake and a clutch. Not a foot clutch, then it's challenging. So don't forget about that music. Put on there what's your music you listen to when you ride.
Are you ready for now? 17 of today's hottest superstars in one all-new Power Pack collection.
Maybe it's Johnny Cash. I hear that train a-coming, rolling round the bend. Maybe it's Willie Nelson. A long time forgotten dreams that had failed by the way. Maybe it's Michael Jackson.
On CD or cassette. To order, call the number on your screen or send check or money order for the...
Nah. No. You know what? That's another thing. One of the stations I've listened to forever was oldies station. So I guess because the old people like me are dying out, they went from playing, I remember when they played 50s and 60s, and then they played 60s and 70s, and then now it's 70s and 80s with the emphasis, and their commercial says, play more 80s music than anybody. Well, I don't like the 80s. I like it a little bit, that's when my kids are born. But I don't like the 80s. I don't like the 80s music. And then when they start playing Michael Jackson, Beat It, and that bad song, and I don't like it. And if you like Michael Jackson, turn my show off. I don't like it. And if you like it, I don't care. If you like Michael Jackson, that's your deal. I know you can't see downtown, but I can. It's beautiful. I better look at the lights instead of downtown. Yeah, I'm not a Michael Jackson fan. Well, who are you a fan of? Well, let me think. I'm a fan of Tom Landry. Okay. What else you got? Non-sports. Oh, non-sports. You want non-sports? Yes, non-sports. Who you a fan of? The Beatles. Oh, yeah. Who's your favorite Beatle? Rick Fairless, factoid number 2. And the crowd goes wild. John Lennon. I love John Lennon. Hi, pal. So they just had the 40th anniversary of his death, and America heard about his death on Monday Night Football. So Howard Cosell announced to the world that John Lennon had been shot.
An unspeakable tragedy confirmed to us by ABC News in New York City. John Lennon, outside of his apartment building on the west side of New York City, the most famous perhaps of all of the Beatles, shot twice in the back, rushed to Roosevelt Hospital, dead on arrival.
It was very sad, and all my family knew how much I loved John Lennon, and they were calling me, not on a cell phone. We didn't have cell phones back then. How about texting you? Nope, didn't have a text back then. Hey, look at that Jeep. It's like a party wagon. I want to party with you, dude. Look at that. I like it. I like stuff that's different. John Lennon, he was different. My vibes are different. My eyeball looks like my headlight looks like an eyeball. That's an Arlen Ness headlight. And you want to know who I'm a fan of? Rick Fairless, factoid number 3. And the crowd goes wild. Arlen Ness is the classiest human being I've ever met. So if you're a motorcycle guy, custom motorcycles, you know who Arlen Ness is. It wouldn't kill you to Google him and look at his story. I gotta slow down on these railroad tracks. I mentioned I'm 64, that Quick Trip is new. Why did they call it a Quick Trip? Why did they say, hey, let's open this new gas station convenience store and let's call it a Quick Trip? Look at that guy, he's setting up house over there. Arlen Ness, class. His son Corey, classy. Corey's got 2 boys, and they're both good young men, and the Ness legacy is in good hands. I've got pictures of me from the 80s, maybe even the 70s, but for sure the early 80s wearing Arlen Ness shirts. I mean, if you're into custom motorcycles, Arlen Ness is our god. I mean, he's our god. There's lots of good ones. Lots of good ones. But Arlen Ness he's not only on the Mount Rushmore of custom motorcycle builders, he's the first one. He's the first name in custom motorcycle builders is Arlen Ness. Use Arlen Ness parts, and I still use Arlen Ness parts, and I love the Ness family. See, to me, motorcycles are like living, breathing things to be loved and treasured and cherished. You know, they're part of me, you know, so motorcycles are a huge part of my life, and since I got my first mini bike at 7 years old, I've never been without a motorcycle, you know, so I don't know, I just love riding motorcycles. So this is Harry Hines. This is my street. I own Harry Hines. People don't know that. Why don't you change it to Rick Fairless? Nah. I'd rather change it to, I don't know. What would I change? If I could change Harry Hines to anything, I wouldn't change it to Rick Fairless. that concentrates too much on me. Rick Fearless factoid number, how many is this? 4. The crowd goes wild. I've always been very proud of my last name, and I could care less about my front name. The Fearless name is always important to me, and I'm very proud of. You know why? Because that's my grandpa's name, and he gave me that name, and so I'm very proud of that. And you know, it's what I tell my kids is when they were growing up, hey, don't do anything to embarrass my grandpa's name. You embarrass my grandpa's name and I'm going to be on your butt, Jack. My grandpa gave me that name and I gave it to my kids. And I don't want nobody to mess it up. So that's the Rick Fearless factoid number 4, I think. And the last factoid of the day, because we're coming into the mothership. Beautiful day, out for a little ride. So remember what we learned today. I want y'all to please go to YouTube and watch my Strokers Dallas videos. Click on it and you can subscribe. You can subscribe to my channel and you can click on something that says alerts, I think, and I think it's a bell or something. Josh told me. What do you think? Isn't she beautiful? How about those wheels? That rear wheel, look, so the spokes are over on this right side. Left side is open. Where'd you get that wheel, Fearless? The aforementioned legend, Arlen Ness, is where I got those wheels. They're beautiful. Hi, y'all. So, and if you notice, this seat has a little bit of spring to it. See that? See those springs in there? So it actually moves. It'll spring about an inch or so. There's a motor I was talking about with a pineapple cut, which, you know, we did this in 2008, so what was that, 12, 13 years ago? There's the Beatles. I talked about the Beatles, painted that on there. There's Pam. Remember I told you the headlight looked like an eyeball? Where'd you get that headlight? Arlen, Ness. We built the exhaust, the frame, the fender, pretty much everything. Hey, there's money in the bank. I love customers coming in to visit me. Love it. Nice looking Harley. Peace signs. See, I lost one here. I lost the peace sign, was right there. Why don't you make another one? Oh well. It's that S&S motor. So this side is the oil tank. From here to here is oil. So my ignition switch and all that, wiring and stuff is in here. The left side is all gas on the left tube. And here is gas. We got a fuel pump that pushes it up there. S&S twin cam. You just saw how it runs. Hey, look, I got a Hoss cart right on there. Bonanza. That's another good one. Not as good as the Honeymooners. Okay. I think that's it. Homer, Marge, Maggie. I just love this place. Punchwally Garage. Let's walk back through here. There's my mom. Hi, Mom. Texas flag. Fearless Services. You know, I own an insurance company. Motul. I only use Motul oil in all my stuff. There's my 69 C10. Here's another quick Rick Fairless factoid number 5. When my brother saw this for the first time, he loved it. And this is me and him, and he said, how come this picture you look like Fabio when I look like Curly from the Three Stooges? I'll be danged if he doesn't look like Curly. If you don't know Fabio, Google it. Love you, Ma. Okay. I think this is the Parks Department. I'm fixing to sign off. We'll sign off when we're looking at my bike Alice. So this is Alice, my 75 Shovelhead, and this is Rick Fairless signing off. Love you, Ma. Bye. Hey y'all, Rick Fairless, Strokers Dallas. Did you enjoy the ride on the chopper as much as I did? Oh, it was awesome. Listen, here's what I want you to do. The circle over here on the left is a subscribe button, and over here on the right you got 2 squares. One of them is the next video. The next one is the playlist. Check out my videos. Bye.